Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Phenom, and today we're here with some zombies, but this is the start of a brand new series that I want to start up on my channel. This is going to be like top 5 and top 10 countdowns. For now, they're going to pertain mostly to Call of Duty Zombies, but in the future, I hope to move that on to more of something like all of gaming in general. And so what we're going to be doing is top 5 Fridays. So every Friday you can expect a top 5 list of that pertains currently, like I said, to zombies. Later in the future, hopefully we can get that to pertain to some other games. And then we'll have top 10 Tuesdays, and just like it sounds, every Tuesday you guys can expect a top 10 countdown. But let's get straight into this one for top 5 Friday. We are going to be doing the top 5 worst Juggernog locations in Call of Duty Zombies history. And I'm gonna set up some rules right now. I'm not gonna be that guy and just pick a bunch of maps where the perk machines are kind of shuffled. Like, for instance, Moon. Juggernog and Speed Cola switch every time that you go to Area 151. I'm not going to count that. I'm not going to count maps like Die Rise, where they switch in the elevators every time you play. I'm not going to count... I've never played Shangri-La, but I know some of the perk machines move. Not really move, but they're shuffled in that map. I'm not counting maps at all like that. We're going to be doing this solely off of maps where Juggernog is in the same place every single time. And before we get into the list, we're going to do some dishonorable mentions, since this is the worst Juggernog locations. And this dishonorable mention is Call of the Dead. Now, if you guys haven't played Call of the Dead, or even if you have, I'm sure you could agree with this. Juggernog is, I'll leave a picture on screen, but it's down in the ship. Like, you have to go downstairs, past the MP40, downstairs, open another door, and then you have to jump through one of the ice lake puddle things, and then you have to go into this really long, narrow room that has, I think, 2 windows in it. It's just a long, like, narrow hallway, and Juggernog's right at the end of it. And the only reason that I didn't put this right on the top 5 list is because this is the only one in that, this is the only one I could think of that has a bad Juggernog spot, but at least you can kind of get out of it, because there is a door on the side of Juggernog going up some steps that you can use to get out. So that's the reason that this is a dishonorable mention and not right on the list. Now, getting right into the list, number 5 is the map you're seeing on screen now, Derice. And I'll cut to the clip where I go to buy Juggernog and show you guys that. But in Derice, pretty much Juggernog is in this long, narrow hallway. Or, well, you go through this long, narrow hallway to get to Juggernog, and then once you're there, you have to turn right, and then it's like back in this corner, and right next to it is a window, and right behind it is another window. So if you go down on a high round and you have to go get Jug, you are not getting Jug. You're pretty much screwed. Well, assuming you don't have monkey bombs or a Wonder Waff, you're pretty much screwed. There's no coming back for you, unfortunately. But, yeah. By the way, guys, this list is in no particular order. I forgot to mention that. The other lists will be in a particular order, but this one I just couldn't figure out which one was the worst. I couldn't. So, that's why this one's in no particular order. Number 4 is Kino der Toten from Black Ops 1. Any of you guys that played this map will definitely agree. First off, you have to open up pretty much... Not that it really matters, but you have to open up like half of the entire one side of the map. And once you do that, in Kino, Jug is back in this corner in like the actual center of the theater. Like, you have to go from the stage through this like narrow corridor where there's no seats, and then Juggernog is back in this back corner, and so is the Bowie knife, actually, now that I think about it. But it's in a really, really terrible spot, and you can very, very easily get trapped there, and it's just not very fun. Just not very fun at all. Number 3 is Ascension. This is the first, this was the first DLC map for Black Ops 1, and with Ascension, it's kind of similar to Derice in a way. Actually, no, not really, I lied. But basically with Ascension, it's in the, I believe, the second floor of the building that you can access from spawn. As opposed to going outside, you can go in like the office building. It's on the second floor, and it's just kind of back in this like weird, like there's just like this tiny room where it is, and it's just like back in this weird corner. It's just really awkward to get to, and it's not hard to find the machine, but it's just, if you have a train on you, you can't, it's almost not possible to grab Jug and then quick run out and leave. It's very, very highly unlikely unless you have the Thunder Gun or Gersh device or monkeys or whatever. But most of these are assuming you don't have any wonder weapons of any kind, because then it'd be pretty easy to get out. Number 2 here is Buried. That is the third DLC map for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And I don't know why, but the game audio is cutting out, so sorry about that, guys. But with Buried, this was a tough one. Like, if I had to put these in a particular order, this might be number 1. Because Buried, honestly, if you haven't seen it, Jug is in this really, really long, narrow hallway. And by narrow, I mean like not even big enough for 2 people to fit through at the same time. And basically what happens is you have to run back on this like at least like 30-foot hallway. And what happens is you grab Jug and you turn around, and then you're trapped in a corner with all your zombies because it's just this really long, narrow hallway. It's just, I think it makes me cry every time. Although, if you use it correctly, the Juggernog hallway can also be used as a very effective camping strategy. But that's not going to help it on this list, unfortunately. And number 1, but like I said, guys, this is in no particular order, so this isn't really number 1, this is just the last one that we have to mention here, is Origins. And the reason I say that is most people probably think this isn't that bad, but basically, Origins is kind of, or Juggernog in Origins, sorry, is kind of tucked away, not in a corner, but right next to Generator 4, there's just like this little indent in like the brick wall or whatever. And in this little like rectangular indent is Jug. And you think, alright, that's not that bad because it's not like a long narrow hallway or anything. But I honestly got trapped there more times than I did in Buried. So that's why, in my opinion, I put it at number 1, even though this really isn't in any particular order. But for me, I've been killed getting Juggernog on Origins more than any other map in Zombies, honestly. And that just has to do with the fact that a lot of the times my friend, one of my friends, he trains over by Generator 4. So a lot of times I'll go to grab Jug if I went down, and his train will be like, yo, you gotta go wreck this kid. And then they'll come over and destroy me while I'm drinking Juggernog. But, yeah, guys, this has been the top 5 worst Juggernog locations in Call of Duty Zombies history. Like I said, be on the lookout, because we are going to be doing this series regularly, top 5 Fridays and top 10 Tuesdays. Be sure to look out for the top 10 list on Tuesday, and be sure to subscribe to be notified of all of the latest uploads from my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a phenomenal day. Peace out.